Hey there, welcome back to Midlife and Glowing. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nicole.
If you caught our main episode this week, you know we went deep into boosting immunity for the cold and flu season. One piece we touched on, but we feel deserves its own spotlight, is gut health.
Yes, because here's the deal. About 70% of your immune system actually lives in your gut. That means the foods you eat and the bacteria in your digestive system play a huge role in how well you fight off illness, how much inflammation you deal with, and even how your mood and energy feel day to day.
Which is why today we're talking about prebiotics and probiotics, what they are, why you need both, and how to work them into your midlife routine.
Probiotics are the good bacteria that live in your gut. They help keep the balance of your microbiome in check so that the not so great microbes don't take over. They also train your immune system to recognize and respond appropriately to invaders.
So probiotics are kind of like little bodyguards. They're protecting your gut lining, helping with digestion, and producing important compounds that influence your immune system.
Exactly. And the research shows that probiotics can help reduce the duration and severity of colds, lower inflammation, and strengthen the gut barrier, your body's first line of defense against pathogens.
Okay, so that's probiotics, but here's the thing. They can't thrive without food. That's where prebiotics come in.
Yes, prebiotics are the fibers that your body can't digest, but your good bacteria can. Think of them as fertilizer for your microbiome. They help probiotics grow and stay active so they can do their job of supporting your health. And they encourage something called microbial diversity, which means more strains of good bacteria thriving, which is fantastic for your overall health.
So if you're only taking a probiotic supplement but not eating any fiber or prebiotic-rich foods, you're missing half of the equation.
Okay, so let's talk about food. Because yes, you can take supplements, but you can also get probiotics from delicious, everyday foods. Some of the best sources are yogurt with live active cultures, kefir, which is a fermented dairy drink that you can also get dairy-free versions of, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, kombucha. Just make sure to watch out for options that have excessive sugar in them. Pickles and other fermented vegetables are also a really great source of probiotics.
Okay, so I only recently discovered what kimchi was. Can you explain what that is, if in case anyone does not know what that is?
Yes, so kimchi is basically just a mixture of different fermented vegetables. It's used largely in Asian cultures. So it's basically like cabbage. It tends to be a little bit more spicy. I mean, you can find ones that aren't as spicy, but generally speaking, kimchi tends to be a little bit more of a spicy option.
Okay. All right, and here's the fun part. These can actually make meals more interesting. Put a little kimchi in with your eggs, pickles on a salad or sandwich, kefir blended into a smoothie. It doesn't have to feel like health food.
Yes, exactly. Get creative. And now let's talk about prebiotics. These are fibers that feed your good bacteria. You'll find them in garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, bananas, but especially slightly green bananas.
That's funny because, when you think of a banana, you think, oh, the yellow the better. Mm-hmm. But you're saying the green ones are where it's at.
Yeah, when it comes to prebiotic fiber, actually the more green the banana is, the better it is for you because it has more prebiotic fibers and less of the sugars that impact your blood sugar. So for bananas, it's actually, yeah, you're right. Typically, most people tend to wait until they're more yellow because they've ripened, so to speak. But that also just means that some of those prebiotic fibers have broken down and now are more a type of sugar that will impact your blood sugar instead of a prebiotic fiber that will help support your gut health.
Okay.
Apples are another option, oats, flax seeds, chickpeas, lentils, and beans, cocoa powder even, artichokes, and then cooked and cooled potatoes. Same thing here with the potatoes. Also, rice is another one that does this. When you cook and cool potatoes and rice, cooling them after they've been cooked and eating them that way increases the amount of something called resistant starch in them, and that acts as a fiber. So it's actually better for the gut that way.
Okay. Well, and fiber in general is huge here. Midlife women especially should be aiming for at least 25 to 35 grams of fiber a day, and not just for gut health, but for blood sugar regulation, hormone balance, and longevity.
So how do you make this simple in daily life? Here are a few ideas. Start your morning with a protein and fiber-packed smoothie with kefir or yogurt. Add flax seeds, chia seeds, or hemp seeds to your yogurt or make a chia pudding. Throw garlic and onions into soups, stews, and stir fries. They're classic prebiotics. Keep a jar of sauerkraut or kimchi in the fridge and use it as a quick side. Rotate your probiotic foods. Variety equals resilience.
Well, we have a jar of sauerkraut in our fridge, and that's not rotating anywhere.
It's just been sitting there.
It's been sitting there.
Waiting to be eaten.
Yeah, it is not a favorite around here. I think my husband bought it for something he wanted. And he's like, yeah, I do not like that. I'm like, I could have told you. But I think you gave me an idea of how to use it by just putting a little bit of it into a smoothie, and you actually cannot taste it. Now, how much was that?
You can't even taste it. Mm-hmm. It's about, all you really need is a tablespoon to get the good bacteria and the benefits of it. So, and sauerkraut is interesting because it's not just the good bacteria that are in it that are good for your gut. Sauerkraut is made from cabbage, and cabbage is high in glutamine, and glutamine is really great for the gut lining. So there's a number of reasons that sauerkraut is really great for gut health. And just a tablespoon, throw it into a smoothie, throw it into even a salad, or if you have some meat, like throwing it on top of meat or something like that. And that way, if you're having a small bite of it with other things, you can't really taste it as much. And in a smoothie, you can't tell at all. So.
Okay, I think I'll try with the smoothie route maybe.
Okay.
And we can rotate it right out of our fridge. But
there you go.
Speaking of rotating, would you rotate probiotics for the same reason that you would rotate foods you're eating?
That's a great question. No, it's actually a different reason. So the idea behind rotating foods is that if you continuously eat the same things over and over, you're more likely to develop food sensitivities or an immune response to those foods. So it's a good idea to rotate foods to reduce your risk of developing sensitivities to them, as well as getting a larger variety of nutrients in your diets too. That's of course important as well. But the reason that you would rotate probiotic foods is so that you get a larger variety of strains of bacteria in your diet to increase that microbial diversity that we talked about. So it's a slightly different reason. That's a great question.
Oh, that makes sense. And don't forget hydration. Fiber needs water to move through your digestive tract and keep everything balanced.
So here's why this is so key for perimenopausal and menopausal women. Estrogen plays a role in maintaining the gut lining and reducing inflammation. As estrogen drops, your gut can become more sensitive, and that can impact your immunity, your metabolism, and even your mood.
So if you've noticed more bloating, more food sensitivities, or more fatigue, some of that might actually be connected to changes in your gut health. So supporting your microbiome with prebiotics and probiotics is one of the most impactful things that you can do in midlife.
Yeah, so do you need a supplement? The answer is maybe. If you're eating probiotic foods every day and a wide variety of prebiotics, you may not need one. But if you struggle with gut issues, weakened immunity, or just want extra support, a high-quality probiotic can be worth it.
Yeah, I've actually been taking one for years and find it really helpful.
Yeah, same. I will say that it's good to alternate sometimes too if you can. Same situation as why you would rotate probiotic foods, to get exposure to different strains. But the key is to look for a high quality product that includes strains with research proven benefits. Quality is everything when it comes to supplements. So here's today's glow reflection. What's one simple thing I can add to my day to support my gut health?
Maybe that's sprinkling chia seeds into your yogurt, picking up sauerkraut at the farmer's market, or just committing to drinking more water with your fiber. Remember, it doesn't have to be complicated.
Right. Small shifts add up to big changes over time. And supporting your gut is one of the most powerful ways you can strengthen your immune system, especially in this season.
Thanks for joining us for this Glow Bite. If you missed our full episode on immunity, go back and give it a listen. We break down all the ways to build resilience this fall and winter.
Until next time, here's to a strong immune system and a glowing gut.